Hey family, welcome. Happy Locked and Loaded Live. If you're joining for the first time, welcome. My name is Tara, founder of Peculiar Roots, where we make amazing build-up free products for your locks. And every single Thursday, well, most Thursdays, you can find us right here, making sure that you guys are fully equipped with the right knowledge to take care of your crown. And tonight's Locked and Loaded Live is no different. It's actually a repeat topic, but we've had so much new people and new tribe members and people just starting their lock journey. I thought it was a great topic to kind of refresh on. So before we get started off, I already see you guys saying hello. So what I want you to do is in the comment section, just say hi, where you're from, where you're joining from. If you're new and it's your first time, let me also know that in the comment section so I can say hello. And just to check technology on each platform that I'm streaming on, if you guys could just put in the comment section that you can hear me and see me clearly, just one person, that will be great. So we're now live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure you guys can see me and hear me clearly. We are going to be sharing some slides tonight, so get your pencil and paper out. Hey, Chelsea, we're going to answer that question. So just copy that question that you put in Facebook and we're going to answer that. I don't want to jump ahead. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lydia. And tonight, even though we're talking about, I'm going to just put up that topic once more for those who don't know what the topic is tonight, but we're talking about the 5 stages. I know I put 4, but it's 5. It's going to be the 5 stages of your lock journey. And let me see if I could pull that in here. So ignore the word 4, it should be 5, but I'm going to be talking about the 5 stages of your lock journey. So we're going to be covering that tonight. Super, super excited. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen on Facebook. So you guys are not going to see me as big today because I really wanted to dive into the topic. But this is what we will be talking about. So ignore 4, 5 stages of your lock journey. And the reason I wanted to cover this, y'all, is because we have, 1, there's so much information out there, right? And 2, I feel like when we start our lock journey, it's normally because we're inspired by someone, say a cousin, a friend, a family member, a coworker, and you just think it looks cute, you think it looks beautiful, and you're like, hey, I want to do this. It seems like it's less maintenance, whatever the reason is. We normally just look at the surface level, and so we don't really prepare ourselves mentally for what the journey entails. And I want to make sure that, 1, you know what the journey entails and you're not surprised. And that way you can navigate your journey a lot better than being surprised, like, oh, my hair's going to frizz. Oh, this is going to happen. Like my hair is going to feel super tender headed all of a sudden. Like just a little hiccups, let's call them hiccups tonight. Just those little nuances, right? I don't want you guys to be surprised. And then I feel like that really deters your lock journey to go negative in the sense that you're not as pleased with it because you weren't prepared, right? So this is definitely going to cover that. Hey, from Atlanta. Hey, Stacy. Thanks for confirming that, Stacy. Hey, Tiffany. Oh, my niece is smiling while she hears. Yeah, see, Niecy been listening to Locked and Loaded Live since she was in the womb. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Sylvia said she started in February. Congratulations. And let me know in the comment section if you just started your lock journey. This is a perfect live for you. Hi from Ohio. Hi, Pammy. Hi, Nika from New York. First time from High Point. You're in my neck of the hood. Hey, from Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house. Okay, Brooklyn showing out in the house. Illinois. Okay. Hey, Marie. All right, so let's kick it off. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me I'm doing multiple platforms. So let me pull up my slide once again. I'm going to pull up here. Hey, Philly. Let's pull up my slide. All right, so these are the 5 stages that we're going to focus on. And as you see my screen and you see this picture with the Loc stages, I want you to drop in the comment section what stage you're at. Like, drop in the comment section what stage you're at. Canada in the house. Started in January, South Carolina. Yes. All right, so start a Loc stage, right? Start a Loc stage is around that 0 to 6 month mark, trust the process kind of stage. That's what you're going to hear everybody tell you is to trust the process, and you're going to be annoyed. You're going to be like, okay, I'm trusting it. Okay, I am trusting it. What else can I do? Like, between me trusting the process, what else can I do? Right? So you're in the start a Loc stage. That's around the 0 to 6 month mark. And some people start a Loc can go longer, right? So before I really go in, I want to give a disclaimer that anything that we talk about during Locked and Loaded Live is not an end all be all. What I mean by that is it's not set in stone. It's really just to give you a guide on how to structure your regimen, how to structure just, how you're going about your Loc journey. So whatever I say tonight is not like, this is it and this is final, right? We're all on a learning journey together. I just want to make sure you guys are equipped enough to have the right tools and information, right? So it's not a one size fit all. Just like, and what I mean by that is when you look at the starter Loc stage, for example, some of you guys may go beyond 6 months. So don't get to 6 months and be like, yes, I graduated, I'm done, I'm mature now, I could do all the things that I want to do with my locks. No, because your hair type may be completely different from your neighbor, from your friend, from whoever it is. And you're thinking you could do the same exact thing when their hair maybe took 3 months to lock, right? Some people could jump out of the starter Loc phase in 3 months because their hair is just maybe coarser and it's better to lock. And so if you have a softer texture here in the 3s and below, sometimes it definitely takes a longer time for your locks to lock. So definitely don't think this is like a one size fit all. It's not. It's just like literally a guide. And we kind of have like pictures too to really help you. So if you're in the starter Loc phase, some of the things that you're going to experience is definitely frizz. Number one thing you're going to experience is frizz. And a lot of the times it freaks us out because we're coming from like a loose natural stage. And so you're really coming over here to just have the perfect locks and there's no frizz. So when you get to that stage, you're definitely going to have a lot of frizz and your hair is trying to figure out what you want it to do, right? So that's why you can see somebody comb out their locks in after 3 months, after 6 months, because it hasn't fully locked yet, right? And your hair is still trying to figure out what the hell you want it to do. Because think about it, most of us, I know I could speak for myself, before I got locks, I had to do the big chop because I had spent the last 20 something years perming my hair, doing all kind of crazy things. And so I had to untrain my hair from perm, right? And so when you start your Loc journey, you're going to have to untrain it from whatever you spent years doing. I know a lot of you guys, guys, if you have customer service questions, email us, please, because I want everybody to get this information, and I'll address that later. But if you have, see, that's why I asked you guys to do that, because my thought is all over the place now. But if you've been doing something forever with the process of your hair, it's going to take a while to untrain that habit for your hair. And so your hair is going to have to get into the process of locking. And that's why for some of us, it may take longer than others, because your hair is literally just trying to figure out what the heck you want it to do. You basically, whether you start with a 2-strand twist, whether you start with braids, whatever you start with, your hair is now trying to figure out, oh, is this just a 2-strand twist that she's doing? or she wants it to stay. Like she wants my hair to start matting. She wants her hair to start matting, or him or her. You want your hair to start matting. Your hair is literally figuring out what you want it to do, right? So just keep those things in mind when you start off the process, that it may not look the same as someone else's journey. And that's what makes locks honestly so beautiful, because every single one of us is going to go through a different journey. Every single one of us is going to have, like, our locks are going to look different. There's no one person or two person rather with the same set of locks. I don't care if you look at your lock brush and you're like, oh, how many locks you got? 20? Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get 20 so they look just like yours. It's not. And that's the beautiful thing about locks, right? They're not going to look the same. It's going to look different in the process. So I would say number one tip is to just enjoy the starter lock phase. Enjoy the starter lock phase and really kind of just like let your hair, once your hair is like relearning itself, also learn in the process, right? You begin to see how much moisture your hair needs, for example. In the starter lock stage, and as I'm going through this, if you've heard something about the starter lock phase that you have a question about, drop them in the comment section. But some of the myths I want to dismantle right now is the fact that, hey, when you start your lock journey, you can't wash your hair. You got to wait 6 months. You got to wait 4 months. No water on your hair. If you put water on your hair, that's going to slow down the process. That is absolutely not true. You do want to make sure that you have your hair clean. Like, your hair should be clean. You can absolutely wash your hair. Obviously, you're not going to wash it as often as you would when you did not have locks. So we recommend about like every 4 weeks at minimum, like at max, like not max, at minimum 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks, you can wait to wash your hair. And honestly, if you're using the right products like Peculiar Roots, you won't have to worry about buildup. You're not worried about like anything like, having residue, and you're not going to worry about any of that stuff, right? So just keep those things in mind. Definitely a lot has changed since I've started my journey, and there's just a lot of information out there that's not true. And so make sure you do your research. I know we've been getting a lot of questions on our website, like, hey, I see your starter lock kit. I want to try it, but I was told not to use oil, or I was told not to use a refresher spray or any type of moisture on my hair. We curate the kits based on experience and based on what we know your hair will need. And again, everyone's hair will be different, right? You may not need to moisturize your hair every day, like someone who has color treated locks, or someone who's super active, or someone who just has dry locks, right? But you can tailor it to fit how you want. So whether that's every 3 days, every 4 days, you can do that. But you can absolutely use oil when you just start your locks, and you can absolutely use a moisturizer, such as our refresher spray, to moisturize your locks, right? Again, one of the things I want to stress is when you start your lock journey, you're going to ultimately figure out what works for you. You're going to figure out how much times you're going to need to add moisture, how much times you need to oil hair, how much times you need to wash your hair. You're going to figure out those things over time by actually doing. All right. Are we getting this? Am I good? Are we good over here on Facebook, Instagram? Are we good? Y'all getting this? Now we're going to move on to the button phase. And before we move on to the button phase, I want to actually show you guys just some recommendation for starter locks. And I'm only stressing starter locks, y'all, because when you just start your locks, it's really super hard, not just mentally. And that's something we don't talk about a lot in the lock community, but mentally it's kind of difficult, because you're really trying to wrap your head around this new change, and you're trying to especially as women, we're like, how do I look? Like, look at the chart. Like, go back to the chart that I showed you, right? Let me go back to the chart, because y'all, let's be honest. Let's not fluff it up, right? Look at the starter lock phase. Look at that joint. Look at that joint. Look at that joint. Your hair is sticking up. It's like, it's a lot going on. Let me see if I have a starter lock picture on my phone. I think I saved one recently, but The starter lock phase is not that cute. So let's be honest about that. Yes, it's not ugly, but it's also not super cute. And it's not as comfortable for all of us. Like some of us could rock it and get away with it. Like, but I know when I was in my starter lock phase, I was rocking head wraps for like a good 6 months. Like I was rocking head wraps. I was rocking anything. I was putting like bows back then. Like there was like a phase where we were wearing like flowers in our hair. Lord, but I was putting any kind of decoration so it could look cute. I can't find it on my phone. I was putting like any kind of decoration. That's what I'm gonna call it, like a Christmas tree. I was putting any kind of decoration on my hair so I could feel beautiful because all my life I've had long hair. And so going to that big shop and like watching my hair take on this new life and seeing my curl patterns and figuring out like, oh, this is what my hair feels like. This is what it looks like. It took a lot of adjustment mentally to kind of get around that. And at the time I was working in corporate. So I was being made fun of. Like I was getting asked all these questions. Because imagine going to work with like one style one day, and the next day you come with a super short hair, and then the next week you're like, oh, I'm locking my hair. It's like it's confusion. It's like, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Are you going through like a early life like crisis, or what is going on? Right. So we have to be transparent with those periods that we go through and how we can navigate them. And that's why we have like our Loc Facebook groups. So we can ask those questions and we can say, hey, how can I style my hair during this time? Because I really just don't feel comfortable. And I feel like every time we address those, sometimes too, especially in the Loc community, you're kind of like turned down right away. Like it's the starter Loc phase. If you wasn't ready for locks, why did you get it? We don't want to hear you crying. We don't want to hear about this. But it's reality. It's reality. We're all probably, and it depends on our confidence level. It depends on so many factors. So I feel like we should give each other an extended grace, right? So if you know, and that's how I always say, if you see somebody going through the starter Loc phase, greet them and say, oh my God, sis, your hair looks so amazing. Like your hair looks nice. Like even if it's a stranger, like I feel like we should always extend that to each other because you never know what someone is going through. And just those kind words is just going to make them feel better about their journey because it's really not an easy journey. And I feel like we kind of just shove it to the side, like, oh, we don't want to hear you complain about your starter locks. Like if you didn't want locks, then why did you get it? But it's not that you don't want locks. It's just like, it's a part of it. Like I'm entitled to go through my emotions, right? So I want us to all hold space for each other when we're going through those emotions and get a community that you can absolutely vent and say, hey, this ain't it. Like, what y'all doing out here? What styles y'all rocking? You know, and you'll see amazing tutorials online where you're seeing people do their starter locks and they're killing it. And then you try it and then you're like, that's not how that was supposed to turn out. So just hold space for each other and give each other grace during that time. I think it's something that we all should kind of just be, you know, mindful of, especially when we see others. I'm just going to scroll back a little bit and make sure I didn't miss any questions before I move on. And a lot of you guys are in the starter lock phase, teen stage, mature stage, a lot in the teen stage, wilding out. I love that. Yeah, a lot of you guys, I'm on 1-2 using your product line. Yes, welcome, girl. And if you started out with Peculiar Roots, man, listen. Yeah, it ain't cute. Some days are blah. Like I'm with y'all. Some days are blah. Even when you're in the mature phase, some days are still blah. Yeah, it's a journey. I low-key want to restart mine because I think my hair was heat damage. And that's the beautiful thing also, y'all, about starter locks and just about locks in general. I feel like, especially at a 6-month mark, if you're not completely in love with it at a 6-month mark, you may not be in love with it after like a year, right? So I think at the 6-month mark is where your hair really start doing its thing. And I think you should, if you, like you said, McDaddy, if you want to start it over, I think you should. Like, at the end of the day, you're here. And honestly, there's so many cheat codes. And by cheat codes, I mean, like, you can go literally go to somebody, go sit in their chair right now and decide that you want to do the instant lock. And that's like they take the tool, the crochet needle, and they instant lock your hair. So that 6 months you just invested, you just basically get back right there. Right. And that's not for everyone. And some people are like totally against it. I'll be honest, when I started 12 years ago, if I had that method, I would have done it. I would have done the instant lock, because like that's like, it's just an innovative way in the marketplace now where we're able to get what we desire and not have to go through that stage, right? So I just say, if you feel like you want to restart to completely fall in love with your hair, absolutely do it. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with it, right? You don't want to get to 5 years and then you're like, man, I don't like this one, or I want to join these locks together, or I want to do all this, because then it's going to be pricier. I have extremely curly ends and was wondering if it goes away in a later stage. I have starter locks. It really depends. So like my daughter is a year and a half in, and her locks at the end is still curly. My locks at the end is still curly. I think it really depends on your hair type. And it's actually trending now for people to like comb out the end of their locks to let that curl show through. So it really depends. If you feel like, say, as you go along and it's not locking and you don't like the look of it, you can always get someone to either instant lock the end, so they're all formatted, or you can just rock it like that. But it's completely normal. And if you're just starting, it's way too early to even like decide that if that's going to be the case for the rest of your locks. Like, it's not going to lock. But my locks absolutely like this. Like they're not locked at the end. And I kind of like the characteristic of that. So it really is, it's early to tell, but it's completely normal. So don't worry about it. It's completely normal. Facebook. Hey, Facebook, y'all out here on Facebook Street. Karen says she's budding to teen. I'm still giving me somewhat of a budding phase. And budding is definitely normal for your starter lock stage. And we'll talk about what that looks like. Ended up using rose water because my scalp started itching. Yes. And in the starter lock phase too, y'all, your hair is going to grow so fast. So a part of your hair growth process includes itching. So if you're going through like a growth spurt, your hair is going to start itching. Like we don't talk about that a lot, but when your hair is growing really fast, it's going to start itching. So just keep that in mind for a lot of the changes that's going to happen, whether it's to your scalp or it's just a part of it. Hey, Jackie. Jackie's in the mature stage. I have places where my curl around itself created what makes look like a button. Any suggestion? Let me reread your question again, Tanisha. I have places where my curled around itself created what make look like a button. Tanisha, how long have you been locked? How long have you been locked? And that'll give me more information. I'm going to go and show you guys a slide for a recommendation for starter lock regimen. So you guys could take a screenshot of that. I'll also post it in our Facebook group so you guys can see. April, so you're about to hit a year. Button, definitely, it depends on each of us, of course. But I wouldn't do anything yet to your hair because you are still in the starter lock, what I would consider the starter lock phase, before you do anything and ruin your hair. As long as your hair is not breaking off, you're fine. Budding is literally is just when some parts of your hair has like a bump. And if you guys could just look at your locks right now, you're in the starter lock phase. It's going to have like a bump, and then the rest of your hair is going to be even, and then you're going to see little bumps. It's going to even itself out gradually. It's just parts of your hair knotting together. That's all it is. Parts of your hair starting to knot faster than the others. So that's all it is. So definitely, I would say don't do anything to it yet. And if you do have a loctician, you can definitely ask them because they have more visual eyes to look at it and tell you what's going on. but it's definitely normal. And again, it's one of those stages in the starter stage where you're looking at stuff and you're like, is this normal? And again, social media has played a huge part in this, y'all, because when I started, I had no comparison. Like my Loc goals, my Loc goals and crushes when I started was Bob Marley, Jesus, like I don't even think Lauryn Hill, like that was it. I don't think there was anyone like that. Like there was nobody like that. Like, it was just like the celebrities. And so I couldn't look at them all the time and say, "Oh, is your hair button?" Or, we didn't have that. So I think the challenge now is there's so many social media like profiles of people with locks, and you're looking at them like, "Oh my God, I want this type of lock. That's a great lock crush," or whatever it is. And you start looking at your locks like, well, why isn't my locks like that? But I promise you, if you take a scope and you go next to that person's locks, you're going to see all their flaws. Social media just hides all of the flaws of their locks. So I wouldn't worry about it. For those who are concerned about like the button and how it looks, I definitely wouldn't worry about it. I'm going to show you guys here. So this regimen is, and I'm stuck on starter locks because I feel like we all go through the starter lock phase. But we kind of rush through it because we're trying to get to the mature stage. But if you don't lay the foundation right at the starter lock phase, you're going to have a lot of problems that you're going to have to come back and reverse. So this regimen you can use from starter locks and onwards. And actually, as your hair mature, you're still going to use this regimen. You're just going to tweak a few things. And again, it's not the end all be all. It's just for you to take and format how you want to. So again, I recommend washing like once a month, moisturizing every other day. Some people can moisturize 3 times a week and they're good. You definitely want to wrap at night with any satin covering, like you want to wrap at night, because you're going to find that you'll eventually have lint build up, and you don't want that, especially in the starter lock phase, because you're not able to brush yet. So you definitely don't want that in the starter lock phase. So protect your crown as much as possible by wrapping with satin. And why I say satin, when I use, like I just had on like a cotton head wrap, y'all, and I took it off. And before I got here, I'm like this, sticking out like lint. So that's why I don't normally use cotton head wraps. I use satin because then I don't have that problem. But you definitely want to cover and make that a habit. For some of you guys who are like, hey, I sweat a lot, I hate covering my head, it's just not for me. For the fellas, this may work for you as well. You can get a satin pillowcase. So you can get a satin pillowcase. They work wonders as well. And you don't have to worry about necessarily covering your head at night if you get like really extremely hot or something like that. You can oil and condition every 3 to 4 days. You're definitely going to want to massage that into your hair nicely. So one of the things that I love, look at my strawberry oil. This one's not open, and I'm not going to open it for y'all because you never know when it's going to come back, So let me get another one. So one of the things I love about our oil is that the way we formulated it, I'm going to bring myself. So yay, strawberry. Spandex caps should be okay. Lovely Spice. What you want to do is look at whatever you're wrapping your hair with, like look at it up close. And if you see lint, like you can see like little fabric fibers, then it's not, like that's going to end up in your locks. So if you can look at that cap and you're not seeing anything, you're fine. So you want to definitely oil like maybe like every 2 to 3, 4 times a week. It really depends on you. But one of the things I love about our oil is it literally melts away and it like foams and it like spreads evenly. So like right now I'm wearing like braids. I'm wearing lock braids. I washed my hair, I think on Sunday, and then I braided it up, and then I'm going to rock these till I get some nice curls. So say in between the week, what I've been doing is just like after I moisturize, I'm just oiling and then I massage it in, right? And then it kind of just melts away. And even if you're like your hair's not styled, you want to have a practice of taking your fingers and just like massaging your scalp just like this. This is just going to make sure there's not like your hair's not going to be always swole. not going to say that, but this helps to alleviate your hair being super, super, what's the word I'm looking for? From having so much tension and sensitive, right? So you could just massage your hair, make that a practice by just like literally, and it feels good. Oh my God, this feels good. But like literally doing this every week is a great practice as well. And it feels so good. So definitely include that into your regimen. And of course, avoid your hair getting entangled. So what you're going to do is take your fingers, especially my starter lockers, and you're going to just like slide it through your hair every day from root to tip, especially because you're not styling and washing your hair as much and you're doing it every month. When you do that, you're separating your roots and from the roots and down. And so by wash day, you're not like pulling your hair apart and ripping it apart and destroying your locks. So this you could just do every day, and I promise you that's going to be the best strategy you can do. So when wash day comes, you're not on the struggle bus. Drink water. I know it sounds like cliche and simple, but a lot of us have super busy days and schedules, kids and everything else in between, and you don't prioritize like your body. So definitely drink lots of water because it's definitely going to show on the outwards. I know for me, whenever I start slacking on my water, it shows up in my, like, I start having breakouts. I could feel it in my scalp. So definitely make sure your water intake is on point. You don't need to do an ACV detox when you're in the starter lock phase, unless you use black gel or something like that. You should not be using any, unless you're using products that's super heavy and is causing buildup in your hair. You don't have to worry about like detoxing your hair until maybe a year, like especially if you're using peculiar roots. And even when you're using peculiar roots, the only reason you're probably going to get a detox is like not for product buildup, for maybe just like the dust and the pollution around the air and stuff like that. But definitely, this is a simple regimen that all of us can follow and tailor as we go once we figure out what's going to work for us. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I see some questions here. And if I missed your question, just please copy it and retype it again. 1 second. I answered that one. You're welcome. At what stage do you recommend not joint locks? Naturally, Pina, can you repeat your question? I'm not sure I understand. 3 years in August, so I guess I'm mature. Hey, the Aloe Refresher Spray definitely helps with the itchiness. Yes, the Aloe Refresher Spray is clutch. Like, I literally walk around with the travel size one in my purse, and yeah. I'm 1 year and 8 months in. Is it possible for my hair to be in the budding stage? Absolutely. Each lock or strand has a bump, or yes, it's definitely possible. So Carlotta, and I hope I'm saying your name correct, but that's what I was saying. Like the chart, when we go back to this chart right here that shows the stages, it's not a one size fit all, right? So starter lock doesn't end at 6 months for all of us. For me, it took almost 2 years to get my hair locked. So absolutely, you're gonna see, just maybe look at the picture more to see where you're at in your journey. But yes, absolutely, you could be almost 2 years in and still be budding, depending on your hair texture, especially if you have softer hair, it's gonna definitely take longer. What is involved in the oil and conditioning step? So for the oil step, and I think that was step 4. Yeah. So so this is our conditioning oils, right? So we call this our conditioning oil. So you want to make sure you moisturize your hair first, whether that's just water or our refresher spray, and then you're going to just add oil to seal it in. Oil is going to seal it in. It's not going to add moisture. So sometimes we're just using oil, and then you're finding that your hair is still super dry. So like we had one person reach out last week, and she was like, hey, I just started my locks, but I was told I couldn't use any water-based product, and I'm just using oil and my hair is super dry. That's because oil is a sealant and you're not adding any moisture to your hair. So you can absolutely moisturize your hair. I think the difference when we think about moisture, sometimes we're thinking about having loose natural and soaking our hair. Like when you use our refresher spray, some of y'all don't do this, but the correct way to do it is literally, let me find one. the correct way to moisturize your hair is just taking a little bit of spray, right? So this is cucumber melon. So if you're moisturizing, you see that? Can you guys see that? Let me remove this real quick so you guys could see the difference between moisturizing, you're shaking up your water or your refresher spray, and you are, see that? Especially with this mist, it's going everywhere, right? That's not soaking your hair. Now, if you a PR Tribe member, and some of y'all, this is what y'all be doing. Ooh, that smells good. Ooh, that smells, oh my God. Ooh, yes. Like y'all be extra, right? But even when you do that, you still good. You still good because the spray pump kind of tailors the amount that's being released. So it's still not going to drench your hair. And that's what you don't want, right? So when you're in the starter lock phase, you can absolutely use a moisturizer because it's literally just giving enough moisture. Oh, this really feels good. Oh, Karen says, stop talking about us. One time I did a live and I said, y'all, how much are you how often are you spraying your hair? Like how many pumps? 30, 40. Guys, it should be like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even the moisturizer is falling, but it should be 5. Y'all be ODing. But yeah, either way, you're not like drenching your locks, right? So you should be totally fine. Ooh, I turned this robot thing on. My what do you call this? My phone stand has like, it's like the robot thing, so he moves when I move. So he started to move. I'm like, nah, chill, turn off. You can use the hair growth serum. So I'm gonna come back to your question. I want to just make sure I finish IG first. You're absolutely welcome. And like, if you're using the oil and you find that you're using it twice a week, 3 times a week, and that works for you, and or it doesn't, just adjust accordingly. Like there's no set rule, y'all. Like y'all gonna figure out what's gonna work for y'all. Do you recommend hair masks? If so, how often should it be used and what stage should we begin using it? I recommend Peculiar Roots hair mask because I know what's inside of it and I know how light it is and I know it's easy to rinse out of locks and it's made for locks. I recommend hair masks when your hair is mature. So when your hair is locked and you know that, and why we recommend these products for mature locks, because it's easier to rinse out. When you're in the starter lock phase, there's a certain way you're washing your hair, or I assume you're washing your hair, but it's not, you're being very careful because you don't want to unravel your hair. So you're being very careful. So that's why we don't recommend like the temporary hair color necessarily for starter locks, or what else we don't, brushing, because you have to be so gentle in that stage, right? But if you have mature locks, absolutely. We have an amazing argan hair mask on our site that we recommend, and you can use it once a month. I'm trying to find it here. Hold on. I tried to set up my stuff, y'all. Like so nice, but it's not here. But yeah, we have one on the site. See, Soka says she be spraying half the bottle. See, I know I be talking about y'all, but the truth hurts. Okay, that's a great question. How can we get an idea of how thick our locks will be? The bigger the locks, the thicker your locks will be, right? So for example, and again, it may differ for everyone. Depending, if your hair is already thick, you're gonna have thick locks. But I find that the bigger parts that you have, the thicker your locks are. So I think, for example, my son has about 24 locks. Amir has about 24 locks, and actually took a picture of his locks yesterday. So that's his locks, right? So he has about like 24 chunky locks. And then Lee has maybe a little bit more. So that's her locks. I'm probably in the, I've never counted my locks, y'all, but I'm sure I'm up there. I have a lot of locks, but his is probably like how mine's is braided. That's how his locks are. And that's because we did bigger parts. When we started his locks off, he's about 3 years in, but we did bigger parts because didn't want to spend hours doing his locks. So we did bigger parts for his locks. So his is much chunkier. And Lee's, we did like medium size. And now her hair is soft, but now it's like it's still button, even though she's like almost 2 years in. So I say if you want chunky locks, big thick locks, do bigger parts. Think of like wick locks, like that kind of part. But if you want thick locks and you're gonna do like 100 locks, baby, no. Baby, no. No, no, no. Joining locks is perfectly fine. So that's what you meant. Thanks for repeating the question. You can join your locks. They have, again, so many different methods out here, like the crochet needle is one to kind of join them together. That's how wick locks are done. Join the locks together, especially if you've had them for years. It's fine. I would say if you haven't mastered it yet and you want to do it, have a professional do it. So maybe you don't want to get all your locks joined, but maybe a few because you're thinning or something. Just have your loctician do it. Or there's YouTube University with lots of videos on how to do it. We actually have a video on our YouTube showing you how to do it. So it's fine. It really depends on your goals. And you want to make sure the right person is doing it. You don't want to join it and then it doesn't make sense. Like a professional can look at the lock and say, is it repairable or it's not? And I think in most instances, there's so many magic being worked with these crochet needles, it's totally fine. So yeah, go for it. Like, especially if you guys have if you're seeing like a thinner lock and you have a thicker lock and you just want to join it because it makes no sense and you really don't want to cut it. It's so painful cutting a lock. It's so painful cutting a lock. So join them together is great and you don't have to cut it. Let me go to Facebook. She said, stop talking about us. I'm 2 years fully locked, but I still have a few now. My straight tips, can I cut them off? No perms. Yeah, Lydia, you can absolutely do that. And guys, and what Lydia was basically asking, can she clip her ends because she still have some straight hair at the end? You can absolutely do that. And actually, I do recommend you guys clipping the end of your locks, just like you would when you have loose hair or perm. You can still clip and trim rather the end of your locks. That also promotes growth because it's mostly dead hair at the end anyway. So you can absolutely do that. That's why you'll see a lot of people who layer their locks. So definitely you can do it. It says, stop talking about us. And I'm me telling her fill out spray up with things, sir. Stephanie says, well, that explains the dry locks, mist and oil. Yes, definitely mist and oil. Because basically, and I'll do a video showing you guys why scientifically that is. But just think about it, like you're adding oil, right? And then you're adding water. The water is not going to go through the oil. So you want to do the reverse, right? Do the reverse. How often do you use the hair growth serum? The growth serum is literally how you want to use it. I feel like I can't find none of my stuff in right here next to everything. But the growth serum you can use as often as you like on your problem area. So for example, if you find that your problem area, say my ladies, you just, you just came through postpartum shedding and maybe your edges is a little thin and you want to get it back all the way together, you can apply the serum daily to your edges. If you have like a bald spot here or it's thin in here, wherever you're having your problem area, you can apply the serum as often, once a day, twice a day. I find that the more you use it, the faster you get results. I've seen people who I know one young lady was in a group and she was like, oh, I was just like barely using it because I was so busy. and I started to see massive results. So imagine if you're consistent and you're using it, you're definitely going to see the results. So far, I've purchased a papaya pomade, and the conditioning oil is definitely coming to the salon with me for my next retwist. Absolutely. And especially when you're like, I feel like this information that we're giving you as well is for you to be knowledgeable, to ask questions when you go see your professionals, but also you're able to make educational decisions on what products you want to use on your hair. So that's one of the reasons we do our Locked and Loaded live, so you guys could be fully equipped and prepared with the knowledge to know what's going to work for you and what's not going to work. I also ordered the lock brush as well, but still in the button teen stage. Do you recommend waiting to use a brush? So that one is a tough one. Like I always, I'm always iffy with the lock brushing for starter locks, because I know lock brushing is literally transformational for your locks. Like I know that, I believe that wholeheartedly. I've seen the results. I have 2 kids that have locks, and one is in the starter lock phase. And I started brushing these locks at like 6-8 months, because I wasn't like brushing it traditionally how you would brush a lock. So one, our lock brushes are soft, and don't mind my brush. It's like, it's vintage, okay? My lock brush is vintage. It's been through a lot. But when you're brushing your starter lock, you're doing it like this. Like you don't have to do that. Like I can do that. But when you're in your starter lock phase, you're literally doing this, because this is all you need to spot that lint. And I'm going to show you guys, because remember I told you I had on like a cotton thing. I'm going to show you after I finish brushing. Like you're going to see some lint on this brush. I don't know. Lately, I've been having so much lint problems because my hair is just, I feel like it's getting longer and problematic. So, but I'm going to show you guys. See how I'm brushing? That's how I would brush her hair. And then you can literally look on the brush and start seeing the lint and picking it off, right? So yes, Nicole, you can brush it, but it's just the way you're brushing it. And we'll definitely focus more on like how to do things, because I feel like, especially with our brand, our products are created for locks, but it's like you're also unlearning how you did things before, right? Like with our oils, a lot of the first time customers be like, oh my God, am I doing something wrong? I use your oil and it's like foaming up. And then when we explain to them why we created that way, it's like, oh, light bulb moment. That makes sense. It's not heavy. I love it. I just wanted to make sure. I literally don't feel like it's there, and I feel the results. So we are definitely going to work a lot on like showing you guys how to do things versus telling you it's not for this, right? Because I know I test out stuff first before I, give you guys information. But I definitely use the brush with her starter locks. It's just that I wasn't brushing hard, and the brush is not hard to begin with. So it's really, there's just the way in which you do it. Thank you for the live. Thank you, Morrison, for a great product. Looking forward to the next one. Hopefully I can attend entire live. Oh, you're welcome. And you guys, the lives are there for replay. So if you missed this one or you can't stay the full thing, they're on YouTube, they're on our Facebook, they're everywhere. But you're so welcome. Lock brushing is just one of the methods we use to remove lint from our hair. Lint is problematic. It's like an annoying person that keeps showing up. Lint is just so annoying. But it's one of the things when your locks, the longer your locks get, I feel like you attract lint more, because it's just like once it's shoulder length, it doesn't matter what you wear. It's like it's not stuck in your hair. You're probably going to have to change certain outfits because of that. And so what lock brushing does is it removes the lint from the surface of your locks before the lint embeds itself into your locks. And you definitely want to get it before it embeds itself, because that's when you start seeing like lint buildup. And then you're thinking you're calling it product buildup, but it's really lint buildup over time. And that's so much harder to get out. And there's no product that can get lint out. So if somebody ever tells you their shampoo could get lint out, it's a lie. Unless your shampoo is going to like burn the hell out of your hair or dissolve, like it's a lie. There's no product that could get lint out. So we use a preventive method such as lock brushing to do that. And we do have a full light blog on our site, y'all. All right, let me go back to our slide because I want to get through all of them. I feel like I'll probably give y'all an extra 30 minutes tonight. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. If y'all want an extra 30 minutes, let me know. So I'm going to go back to the side. So button phase. Why am I pulling this thing now? So we're at the button phase, right? So button phase is like, again, your locks are not in, they're starting to like mat together, because that's what locks are. They're matted here together. So they're starting to mat together, and you're gonna see like maybe say one part of your locks is chunkier than the other, and then it's smooth, chunky, smooth. And that's literally what button is. And it's a natural part of the process. So don't freak out when you see it. It's just going to look ununiform for a while, but eventually it will all smooth out. But that's literally a part of the locking phase, and it's going to get a lot more frizzier during this phase. And this happens just a little bit around after that 6-month mark, going into that 1-year mark, but that's definitely normal. Teen stage, we call it the wild and out stage. So that's a stage where your locks just want to do its thing, because now it's like it's like a child. Like you train that child and you're grooming that child, but now that child is like, yo, this is what's up. Like, I want to show myself. I want to stand up. I'm not going to sit down. You may even have this one unruly teen. Like, they just want to stand up. They don't want to listen to you. No matter how cute you have your hair, it's just going to find its way up or to the side. I know my son had this one unruly hair. I think it just started to like lay down, but that lock would just like stand there like this. It was so funny and cute. It would just stand there like this, and it would curve. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? But we all have that one hair. And I feel like even when your hair is mature, it's like it's always a one lock. Like someone posted that in our Facebook group, like, y'all, do y'all have like this one lock that always is problematic? And hers was like longer than all the rest. So it's definitely a part of the process. And your hair, again, is still trying to learn what's going on and trying to figure out its place and, what it's going to evolve into eventually. Mature stage is like, this is the stage I feel like we all want to be at. Let me know if you're in the mature stage, but I feel like this is the stage where you want to get to this stage. You now have so much confidence in your locks, in yourself, and you're really seeing like how your lock has developed from starter lock stage to mature stage is a huge difference. And I love that we now document our lock journey, because you can definitely see the changes in when you started versus when you're fully locked. So definitely document it, because you're going to see a huge difference. But also this stage is when your hair just starts flourishing. It's just going to have like a huge growth spurt, and it's completely normal, because now it's like, it's relaxed. It's like, okay, I'm home. She ain't gonna do nothing to me crazy. I'm gonna just like let it be. So I'm not in that stage yet. But yeah, that's like the fun stage. That's when you start to do all the fun styles. And that's around that like maybe going on into that like 2-year mark. I know some of y'all like, what now? 2 what? Not 2 months, 2 years. But that's like really, yeah, that's like really going into that like that time period. 2 years, 24 months. Is that better for y'all? 24 months? Does 24 months sound better than 2 years? Because we're still in the months. But yeah, the entire stage can take anywhere from like 6 months to 2 years, 6 months to 2 years for your hair to fully lock. And then that's when you're like in the peculiar root stage, where it's just like your hair is healthy, your hair belongs. It's arrived, honey. As your locks arrive, you know when your locks arrive, because the same people that was clowning your locks in the beginning is now appreciating your locks. Okay? Like, how did you get here? How did you get here? Like, what is going on? Your hair is so nice. Wow. Didn't you just start last month? Like your hair, it just looks beautiful. It's so healthy. Wow. It's like all the way down there now. And that's your natural hair? Can I touch it? And that's when you like, yeah, nah, son. No, no. But that's the stage where the people that used to clown you, they gonna be like, so what you been doing? Which girl? That's all you gotta do is lock your hair to get some hair. Like that's it. Um, but yeah, this is a fun stage. This is a stage where you're more comfortable with yourself and you're like, I did it. And then you're gonna start want to color your hair. You're gonna want to start cutting it. You're gonna be like, you know what? I'm over it now. Let me start over my lock journey. No, I'm kidding, but yeah, a lot of people do that. But that's it. Like those are the phases. And I feel like because yes, Trekka, yours has definitely arrived. I feel like because we don't like talk about it, we don't realize that these stages are coming up. And I feel like we jump from starter lock stage and we all want to arrive at peculiar root stage. We all want to arrive at peculiar root stage without going through the process. But I want you guys to, especially those that are on tonight and you're in the starter lock phase, I want you to document your journey. I want you to document like how your hair looks in the starter lock phase, the button phase, the teen stage, like every stage. Document how your hair is changing, document how you're feeling, like all those things, like document it because it's going to be so helpful when you get to the peculiar root stage and you're like, okay, I did all of this to get here. Baby, these ain't going nowhere. These ain't going nowhere. Like, no, no, no. What we not going to do? What we not going to do? What we not going to do? This ain't going nowhere. What I'm going to do is open it up. So we actually finished on time. What I'm going to do is open up the floor for any questions. And then I'm going to give you just a little update. And I'm going to also leave this on the screen for, let me see if I have it on my phone here. Oh no, I didn't download it over here. But I'll put all these images in our story. What I'll do is I'll put them in our story and I'll also put them in our Facebook group so you guys can screenshot them. But if you have any questions, let me know. If this was helpful, let me know as well. And if you guys want to see a specific topic, feel free to shoot us a DM or email us to cover a topic that you want us to cover. And we will, if we haven't covered it already, we'll definitely consider it. Let me go back to your questions. How else can you join Locs besides crochet needle? And I spray about 15 times. Jackie, crochet needle is the most innovative, to me right now, safest way. That's not going to ruin your locks, and it's going to be the fastest way, I would say, that you can do it. Other ways I've seen in the past, a long time ago, people used to use the thread and needle, and they used to like sew the lock together. That was super old. And I think like the thread is going to live in your hair, one, and then you basically have to wait until it starts matting together naturally. So you still have to wait. So that's why the crochet needle is so innovative, because it does it right away. So that's the one I would recommend if you want to join your locks together. The growth serum is excellent. I use it every day. I'm older and thinning. Well, definitely look into the growth serum. I believe in the brush is the truth for lint. Yes. And when we talk about thinning and like, getting up there, and I hate using aging for women, but there's so many factors why your hair could thin. The medication you're taking, just different health issues. Your hair just being, again, broken and conditioned to years of processing. Think about like, some of us have been processing our hair for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. So it's like unlearning all of that. So give yourself grace, Yes, we sell like a growth serum, and it's like, but for me, like, I want you guys to be okay with what naturally is first. And then you can always use aids to like help you. But some of us just have thinner locks or thinner hair, and that's just how it is. And so what I do, like I have like curly, thin, I don't know how to describe it, but y'all can see. So what I do, that's why I do a lot of braid outs. I don't retwist a lot just because of that, but I do a lot of braid outs I do styles that will make my hair full and voluptuous. So that's the beauty of locks. You can always find styles that will make your hair big and voluptuous or fits you and, you know, all those things. But at the same time, you're going to be careful with over styling because sometimes that will contribute to the thinning. So just wanted to share that, Stephanie, because I know, one, that was amazing of you to even share that on this live, because a lot of us go through things, especially us women, and we don't share those things. So thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that comment. And just know that you're not in it alone, and make sure you're in I think you're in our Facebook group. But yeah, like for sure it's normal. And I would just do styles that would enhance your curls and really make your locks nice and have volume. Nicole said, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. You are so welcome. I feel like it took forever to mature. So happy now and more confident. What is forever for you, LaKenya? Because trust me, I've been there too. And I think so. And I think when you get there though, it's so fulfilling and rewarding. But I love the win for you is like you're saying, I feel so confident now. And I think that's something we all have, like for people with locks, is just like that confidence that we gain, that nothing can buy that confidence, right? Like nothing could buy that confidence that we gain from having locks because we went through so much. So I think that's the biggest win for us all. Like no matter what stage you're in now, like ultimately work on yourself, work on, you know, getting to that level of, you know, confidence or self-love that you're going to appreciate regardless of what the world thinks. I'm trying to, oh God. Let's see. Aisha, always providing helpful information. Thanks, Queen. You are so welcome, Queen. Yes, when I restarted my locks, I started to journal my experience. It's nice to see the progress. Absolutely. And look at like you, what I love about your journey is like you were not afraid to restart. So for those who don't know Aisha, she's like in our community and she restarted her lock journey. And I know sometimes too, like we have to find things that trigger us. Cause I know if I was restarting, I was like, I don't want to be no lock community, right? But she stuck it through, she restarted, and now she is thriving. Her hair is lovely. And again, she's like she said, she's documenting that process and she's falling in love again with the process. So definitely love that for you. Definitely helpful. Will you be covering curls? Which products, roller methods are better, worse? Stephanie, definitely check out our YouTube channel. I've definitely done a lot of content around curls, Instagram or YouTube. But for curls, our Mousse Bay is what I use. I feel like I should have prepared everything for you guys, but I'll be live more often now, guys. But the mousse for sure gives you the best volume ever without buildup. So if you haven't tried our flaxseed mousse, I'm gonna know why I'm to you. But our flaxseed mousse is everything. Trekka said, I just finished my braid out and I remember to use the mousse. And the thing is, when you finish your braid out, even if you forgot to put it in while you're doing your braid out, you can put it in after, like just rub it in. And Lord, that mousse is life. But if you don't have that mousse, Stephanie, get you a bottle of that mousse. I normally, depending on your lock size, I normally just use my hair to wrap around the locks. And I have a video on that tutorial on YouTube, so check that out. Or, so I know I've been testing for you guys what item I like for curls. I like and you guys correct me the right term, but you know, the soft ones that you could get on Amazon. I had a whole bunch of them in here. Of course, they're not here. But I found those work better for me because I was able to keep them in for a long period of time and I could sleep with them. So I love those for sure. And those gave me nice chunky volume. Hey, Kita. And you can also use the mousse for retwist. Hey, April. Hey, y'all. I feel like I miss y'all. No, I don't feel. I know I miss y'all. Like I feel like I miss y'all. Let me make sure I didn't miss any question here. Just turned 2 years, March 14. Yes, Patrice. I have 2 locks in the back that decides they want to grow faster than the rest. They special. You got to give them a nickname. They special. As a light-skinned Black woman, I get asked all the time, is this my hair? Yep. When you get locks, it's just like I don't know, it's like a phenomenon for people. It's just like, I want to touch it. I want to see it. Like, is it real? It's weird. It's weird. My edges are starting to grow in with my locks. Yes. I'm in the mature stage. Thank you so much for that live. Naturally Pink, this is the first time I've seen somebody put the acronym for thank you so much. And I got it right. TYSM, y'all. So if y'all didn't know, thank you so much is TYSM. Okay. Advice for locking in moisture and should I deep condition? I do, but I get told it's bad all the time. Just baby girl, let me know how long you've been locked and then I can answer that question. But to lock in moisture, you just need our conditioning oil. To add moisture, you need our refresher spray. So literally all you're doing, let me try another refresher spray. All you're doing when you're adding moisture, you're spraying. Let me remove this picture. Added moisture, you're spraying, right? This is moisture added to your hair. To moisturize it, you're going to seal it with the oil. So you're going to take a little bit of oil, just like that. You don't need a lot. And then you're going to just rub that into your crown. That's it. So you just seal the moisture in. So that's going to allow your that moisture I just added to last longer. And obviously you could just use it here as well if you want to just use it on your roots. And I'll show you guys too, like when you put our oil, when you put our oil, you put a little bit like that and then rub it. You see how it like foams a little bit and it just melts into your hair. So it's not thick. It's not going to just sit there on your scalp and then your scalp can't breathe. And then, you know, nothing not happen for you. And then you start get flakes and no, that's not going to happen. What's the best way to use growth serum and hair oil together? So y'all just want me to demo all night. All right, cool. Oil. I think I have a mix here. Hold on, Miss Jackie. Okay, here's my growth serum. Growth serum. So for example, if I'm using the growth serum and my problem area is my edges, right? I'm just gonna put it, by the way, look at my edges. Don't talk to me. Don't play with me. Look at my edges. Postpartum who? Postpartum what? Okay, back to the program. Say this is your problem area. You just like massage it into your problem area. Say you're working on your edges, baby. You just massage it in, right? And you see it's gonna just like melt in your hair. It's gonna melt, so you just leave that. And if this is just your problem area, focus there. Don't be wasting the oil. I ain't wasting it, girl. Say your problem area is right here. You got a bald spot right here. You just put it right there. So every day, twice a day, leave it. Then with your oil, say you oil your regular oil. Say you do this twice a week. You're gonna take it. You're gonna just do what you'll regularly do, the spots. This is how I oil my scalp. You know when's the perfect time to oil, y'all? Right before you go into the shower. Because that steam be hitting. Okay. That's it. I don't use a lot. And I'll just take some like that. And I'll just rub it through the body of my locks like this. Okay. So that's how you use them together, Miss Jackie. Right? Just think about the growth serum as attacking the problem area, or whatever you want to get off the struggle bus with. You're going to put the growth serum there, and then the oil is just like a regular oil that you're using to seal in that moisture. Don't be wasting it. Patrice said you guys were talking. Okay, cool. Conditioner we recommend for mature locks. So if you're out of the starter lock phase, you could use conditioner. We have two amazing ones. The rose conditioner, which literally melts your hair like butter. Like, honestly, if you use a rose conditioner, sometimes you don't have to follow up with a refresher spray. That's how good it is. And you have the black charcoal conditioner. Now, what I've been, because a lot of you have reached out and said, hey, I'm in a starter lock phase, but I feel like I need conditioner because my hair is so dry. Try any of our 2-in-1 shampoo. Our 2-in-1 shampoo is shampoo and conditioner, but it's not like you're getting the pure conditioner. So it blends out perfectly. So I feel like you guys can get away with that for now, and you don't have to use a lot. Oh my God. I've been using the growth serum all over. I cannot. I cannot. Deep condition, we have a mask on our site. Once a month is good, y'all. Once a month is good. And I put up a video the other day doing it to Aletia's hair, so you guys can check that out. You don't need a lot again. But again, if you're using deep conditioner, you want to do the research. So we have one created for locks. If you're just using a standard one on the market, sometimes they're very thick, and so it's very hard for you to rinse out of your hair, and then you have that sitting in your hair. I use her rose conditioner. It's the best. Use her rose conditioner. Why y'all talking about me in third party? And I'm here reading it like, use her rose conditioner and you'll be fine. Yeah, sometimes we are, again, you're coming out of the, I don't know why this thing's not working. You're coming out of the loose natural stage and you want to do the same thing. You want to do the more, like the conditioner, you want to do the hot oil, like you want to do all the things I used to do. And it's not necessary if you're using the right products. If you're doing all the things and you're like, if you feel like you're using 20 products right now, and you're still having issues, baby, it's not your hair, it's the products. You're just doing way too much. You can join our Loc group if you're a customer. You can, the link is on Instagram. You could just click that link to join Facebook group, and you just have to provide your order number. You have to be a customer to join the Loc group. So I'm gonna get the moves. Hey, Pammy. Yes, Stacy, Flexi Rods is what I use, and it was good. Pressure. Checker said, when is your next virtual party? So to be honest, we obviously we didn't get to do our anniversary party, which I'm really bummed about because we did a great job of doing that last year. And then with the move, we weren't able to do it. So I am still going to plan something virtually, at least for us to meet up virtually and like just hang out, because I feel like we didn't get to do that. I didn't get to create like an anniversary box. So I'm kind of like bummed out about all those things. But I definitely want to create a virtual like event for you guys. So look forward to that for sure. We're going to do something virtually. I'm trying not to overthink it and go too crazy. In my head just popped up like, oh, pajamas, or like, oh God, no. But we're going to do something. And if you guys have never been to our virtual party, it's popping. Because we get to meet each other. It's just deep. I had the pineapple refresher. It smells so good. Pineapple is bae. I love the blueberry. It smells so divine. I'm doing a hair challenge using the growth serum twice daily. Talking about hair challenge, we have a hair challenge coming up. I've been wanting to do one with the growth serum because I feel like I want to be like, I have a hair growth goal now. Okay. It's now at my knees. It's at my knees. But I feel like I have a new hair growth goal and I want to get there. So we don't know. I don't know about the growth one, but I want to do like style. So I want to do like a braid out challenge with the mousse because I feel like braid out is the easiest style we all can do in lip balm. I don't care if you're technically challenging the hair department of styling. I think that everyone can do a braid out, and it's the look that is like classic. It could be professional, it could be sexy. Like I think we can do a braid out challenge. Who's down for a braid out challenge? Let me know in the comment section. Are you down for a braid out challenge? Braid out challenge. Let me know. How often to ACV detox for mature locks? I did my first with the bar and was amazed at the buildup, but very happy because I was scared it would dry my hair out. Too many YouTube ACV videos. The bar cleaned and softened my hair. It felt so much lighter. So that's a great question, Stephanie. So we do have a detox bar, y'all. Here it is. I'm like, do I have one here? Here's our detox bar. So this was created and inspired by, do you know all those YouTube videos where they dunk their hair in ACV, apple cider vinegar, salt, lemon, all kind of stuff? It was inspired by that, but I also had started to go to the gym and I realized that my scalp was like on fire because I was working out and sweating and my hair was not used to that. So I wanted to create something that was mild enough that you could use to detox your hair monthly. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be to take out product buildup. What I realized is that because we work out, we're on the go with COVID, there's so much awful things in the air. And so with our locks is just taking all of that stuff. And I feel like that also contributes to our energy as well. So I wanted to create something that you can detox your locks on a monthly basis. And that's what inspired the bar. You don't have to use the full bar in one setting. It's so big, so you can actually split this. So when I'm doing the kids' hair, I'll split it. One gets half, the other gets half. And it does a great job. We have a few videos on our Instagram page. But this you can use monthly, Stephanie, weekly. And why? Because it doesn't have the harsh ingredients that you see on those YouTube videos. So that's why when you finish using it, your hair just feels super light, but it's not drying because of look at the ingredients, y'all. It has tea tree oil. So it's not gonna dry your hair out. I recommend it for if you work out, you can use this monthly. It's that good. And for those who have seborrheic dermatitis, I also recommend it for you guys as well, because it could do a refresh for your scalp on a monthly basis. But I highly recommend it, and I'll do more videos. I feel like I haven't talked about it a lot, but it's definitely a game changer. Yay, y'all down for a braid out. We're gonna show you how to braid. Like I said, I feel like it's gonna be like a challenge that we all can do. Karen says she'll try. I'm 10 months in, I only wear it down. Girl, we're gonna do this braid out. Your products have helped my dandruff go away. If you have dandruff, try this too. If you haven't tried this too, my God, yes. Thoughts about leave-in conditioner. So this is our leave-in conditioner. Our refresher spray is our leave-in conditioner. When you think about traditional leave-in conditioner versus say our refresher spray, just water, leave-in conditioner normally consists of creams, like a liquid kind of cream. So it's gonna over time leave white residue in your locks. So that's why we had like a post up and we said, and we asked a question: are leave-in conditioners created for locks, and are they all created equally? So no, I don't recommend leave-in conditioner unless it's like a water-based one, strictly water-based, like our rose water or our aloe water. One is super light. You can like look at it and know there's no cream. That's the only ones I recommend. But otherwise, you can use those leave-in conditioner, feel like it's being moisturized, and then a few months down the line, you're seeing all of that stuff like embedded in your locks. So just be mindful of those things. Like literally, I feel like after 2 years, I could probably say everything you need for your locks is on peculiarroots.com. Everything you need for your locks is on peculiarroots.com. We have curated kits for you guys, so you don't have to think about what you need. All you have to look for is a problem that you're having, and you can find it on our website. Okay, so we're down for the challenge. I'm gonna have more information about the challenge next week. We'll come out with a challenge about next week. But yeah, we'll definitely have a virtual party. Are we in April? April, yeah. Y'all, my birthday is this month. But we'll have it this month sometime. Good. Jackie says she used the aloe as a leave-in conditioner. I use the aloe and the refresher spray as a leave-in. That's my leave-in. That's what we use for the locks. I was just introduced to your products last month and I love them. I have micro locks. Girl, you better join this. You better join this braid out challenge. Micro locks and sister locks. Oh my God, y'all braid outs be so bomb. Y'all braid outs be everything, like everything. I'm having micro and sister locks envy right now. But y'all braid outs be everything. But thank you for trying our products, and I'm happy you're loving the results. Which speaking of, I'm gonna actually wrap it up at 7:30. So first of all, let's do a quick announcement. So you guys know we did our big move, our big transition. You guys have been super patient. I think we are. Let me look at where we're at with orders, y'all. All right, so basically what happened between the time that we were moving, we had like 1 week or a week before that. And I was telling you guys, like, y'all, order what you need. Don't wait. But y'all was like, nah, y'all gonna ship in 24 hours when y'all moving, y'all good. And so when we moved, we had like a week, we had to pause. We still allowed you guys to order because I literally had to, at one point, I took everything off the site and we got so much emails like, where's the kit? Where's this? Where's that? What's going on? And I'm like, okay, you guys can order. And we put a disclaimer on the website, 5 to 7 days shipping time. This week would make that 5 to 7 days shipping time. And if you're new, we normally ship in 24 hours or less. Most of the time, less than 24 hours. What that means is, say you order 9 o'clock, by 10, 11 o'clock, your order is like gone, it's out the door. But because of this move, it's been way more than I thought. And I don't know why. I thought in my mind, let me tell y'all what I thought in my mind. I thought in my mind, we were going to move this warehouse and it was going to be so easy peasy. And we were just going to move. And then the next day we were going to start shipping again. That's what I thought in my mind. That's not what happened. Because we have a lot of stuff, y'all. We literally had like maybe 50 or so pallets of stuff. Like it was insane. And then we're getting ready to launch in Walmart. So it was just a lot. And I had to give our team grace in the transition because a lot of us are also moving online as well. So we had a lot of time to catch up this week and just get ourselves back in the groove. and get ready to ship out orders again. So we ship half of the orders. Today is Thursday. I think we have a few hundred orders, and we should prayerfully wrap those up tomorrow. So if you didn't get your order tracking number and you're used to it in 24 hours, we got you. And we've been sending out like quite a lot of emails to like update you guys. But we also don't want to rush and get stuff wrong. So just give us some grace, which you guys have been doing amazing at giving us a lot of grace. But we're going to try to get the rest of these out before the week is ended. But we have like a few hundred to pack, but we knocked maybe 50% out already. And then hopefully by next week, we should be back on track to get your orders out in 24 hours. So it's definitely been it's definitely been an eye opener for us, because we were looking at the screen and we're like, oh my God, why is there orders on here? We're not used to that, y'all. Like, it literally gives me anxiety to see orders not shipped. So pray for me. But it gives me anxiety to see orders not shipped. But we also have to give ourselves grace during this time and this move. But we should be back to serving you 100% next week. And the orders should be all shipped hopefully by tomorrow. The lock brushes are going out tomorrow. So we have I think like 200 lock brushes going out tomorrow. If you missed the pre-order for lock brush, I'm going to see. I don't think we have any more until the end of the month. But I had to take off pre-order from the site. I can't do the pre-order anymore because we have so many new customers and they just don't know how we operate. So people automatically think we ran away with their money if they're new. So I'm just not doing pre-order anymore because it's just stressful for my team to have to explain to people what pre-order is. And it literally says pre-order when you're checking out. It says the date that it's going to be shipped, but nobody reads. So we're not doing pre-order for anything that we don't have. So no pre-orders for the brush. What else we don't have? Whatever we don't have, we ain't doing no pre-orders anymore. The only thing I may do pre-order for is for the Elite Tribe. That's it. Just for the Elite Tribe. Because they special. They understand. But yeah, that's the update, y'all. We're almost there. Super, super happy about the change. I'll be able to come on and do more lives with you guys. We have a lot down the pipeline in terms of content and making sure you guys are fully equipped. I'll be announcing some amazing things that we have planned for you guys as soon as we finalize them. We're making the website better, more user-friendly, and adding more kits and boxes. They're going to be there. And thank you. She said you definitely explained the pre-order on your site. It's funny, we always have to screenshot whatever's on the site and send to people. Like, it says on the top that 5 to 7 days. No, it didn't. You just put it there. No, ma'am, we didn't. But it's just new people. It's really just new people. And it's horrible that the new people hurt the older customer with certain privilege that you guys had. And we do pre-order so we can know how much stuff to order and make sure you guys have them. And now we can't because but I'm happy. And on a good note, I'm getting an award this week for Entrepreneur of the Year in Greensboro. So that's cool. If you're local and you want to come, I don't know. I told them, I said, if I invite the tribe, you're gonna have the award show is gonna be like a whole bunch of people with locks. It would be so funny. So I don't know. I may share it in our Facebook group, so those who are local can come if you want to come. But I was like, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of people with locks that are gonna end up here if I'm like, hey tribe, y'all wanna come? I'll post it in the group, April, because I know you're local. But yeah, it's gonna be in Greensboro. Thank you. Thank you, fam. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'll share it in the group for those who want to come. And we have a lot more amazing things coming up. So I'll share those as soon as we get the information. We will share it. As soon as we get Walmart stores, the actual stores, I'll share that with you guys too. As soon as we get the actual list of the stores that will be in June, we're working on how we're going to celebrate that. We're working on how we're going to celebrate that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun how we're going to celebrate it. And I may or may not meet some of y'all. But that's it. Did I give all the updates? We're going to go back to having our new customer orientation, our board member meetings. Those will be live in our Facebook group so you guys could see the live boardroom meetings going. And that's, if you guys are not familiar, our board members consist of our top customers, some of our amazing customers. So you guys will be able to see them as well. Yes, we ship all over the world. We ship all over the world. So you guys will be able to see that. I'm cooking up a few special products, you know. I'm cooking up a few special products, you know. I'm cooking up a few special products, you know. We're going to have fun this year with the rest of the year. But I love you guys. This was fun. And as always, you can email us, admin@peculiarroots.com for customer service questions. And you could DM us. If you guys missed the announcement, we sent out an email and we posted it. In order for the strawberry oil to come back, we have to get 50 reviews by customers who actually ordered it before 12 o'clock tomorrow. Before 12 o'clock tomorrow, we have to get 50 reviews for the strawberry oil in order for it to come back. So if you know your friend got it and she ain't leave no review, go tap her. I'm going to see how much reviews we're at now. Because I'm like, the way y'all carrying on about this oil, like y'all still ain't leave no reviews. Y'all still ain't leave no reviews. Natalie, did you leave a review, Natalie? Did you leave a review? Hold on. I'm going to tell y'all what number y'all at. And now on the site, y'all, I'm so excited about this. That's why I'm loud. On the site, when you leave a review, you can leave a picture review and you can leave a video review. I think Nikisha was one of the first to leave a video review. I thought it was so cool. I'm going to play it so you guys can hear her accent. I was like, oh my God. And Nikisha is she's our Brit customer. She's our Brit customer. So I want you guys to hear her accent. Let me find it. Wait, let me see how much oil y'all at first. Y'all at 20 oil reviews. You need 30 by 12 o'clock tonight. Y'all better post in the group, help each other out. 30 reviews before 12 o'clock tomorrow. I don't know if y'all can make it. Sorry. Told y'all that was going to happen. I'm going to fill that big chat. Full of big chat. Hear her accent. Hold on. Can y'all hear?
I use my strawberry oil on my pineapple days. My pineapple day is when I use pineapple refresher spray with the pineapple growth oil. So just use the growth oil on my edges and the back of my hair, which I used to cut and now I'm growing back out. And look at that. shine from the strawberry. Ooh.
It's so cute. She was showing how to use the strawberry oil. All right, so Pammy, you don't need a link. See, y'all come up with an excuse. Y'all come up with an excuse. Well, now listen to me. Miss said we'll put a new app on the website. So you don't need the link where you usually come in your email. You can go up on the app on the website, click on the strawberry product, even though it says sellout. Scroll to the bottom. You're gonna say write a review, and that's it. You can write a review, you can put a picture, you can leave a video, whatever you want to do. Maybe video will get to know more. Like maybe I'll count video as 2 reviews. But either way, we'll need 30 more reviews to get the strawberry oil launch again. Who wants to buy mine? I'm selling mine. I'm selling mine for $500. $500. $500 going once, going twice. 30 reviews by 12 o'clock tonight. I'm gonna put a reminder in the group so y'all couldn't say I didn't warn you enough. I may send out another email so y'all don't say no, y'all like excuses. You didn't get one? Oh my God, the strawberry oil is everything. If you didn't try one, sorry. No. That's a good question. Karen said, I have 4 bottles. Can I do 4 reviews? They be your own people. Yeah, Pammy, I told you guys in the group. Check the group. You probably haven't been in there. But yeah. We changed it. So it's much easier now for you to leave a review. So much easier. The other one was good, but this one is way better. So 30 reviews to go. The Senate has confirmed. Yeah, she's a judge now. We have a judge with locks. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The judge with locks. Oh yeah. I love you guys. Bye. See you next Thursday. Same place, same time. 6 o'clock. See you here. Wait, am I going to be here? Yep, next Thursday, 6 o'clock. Love you guys. Bye, Facebook.